Hola amigos, I'm going to talk today about what are the materials that we need to do spray paint art. The first most important thing is a respirator. You got to protect your body while you're painting. Even if you're painting with water-based spray paint, you need a mask. Or if you're painting indoors, you can build yourself a ventilation system. You can just use a cardboard box. You don't have to get as fancy as I did here, but I'm using a dust collector or maybe a shop vac to suck the air out. Get good paint. I like to use water-based spray paint, but there are a lot of great brands. I certainly recommend the brands that you can get from the art stores and the graffiti artist stores instead of hardware stores because they have a lot less toxic solvents in them. They generally use only acetone if they use a solvent. So definitely go for the high-quality art brands. Also, they're better looking and more predictable. You're going to need a lot of tools. We use a lot of tools that you can find around the house, like plates, different kinds of sponges. If you're going to paint in the street, you might need a bag, like a duffel bag to carry your stuff in. And here's an example of how some of those sponges work. Now, these are all different kinds of mostly kitchen sponges, cleaning sponges, but yet they can be used to create these great textures. Sea sponge is a really nice texture. You see the texture here that it creates. It's a nice texture that you can use to create some flowers, for example. I'll show you a painting where I used it. This is a torn off piece of sea sponge, and you can use it to create all kinds of flower effects. And there's all kinds of very cool tools that spray paint artists use to create foliage, but there's also stuff that you can find around the house that we use to make planets, and we can use it to even to paint on cars. Now, one important thing when you're painting on a car or another surface that you are decorating is you need some masking. There's tape that you can use to seal off the areas that you don't want to paint, and you can prime some of those areas, so you might need some primer as well. And some of the materials that we use are plates and torn pieces of paper and things that you might find around the house, and you can do the same techniques with an airbrush with these spray paint art techniques. And here I am painting a car with spray paint art techniques, making pyramids and planets and just the classic spray paint art effects using an airbrush. So there are some wonderful tools that you can use to do these techniques with your airbrush. And if you're interested in that, go to airbrushpaintarsecrets.com, where we teach spray paint art techniques for airbrush. So some of the tools we use for spray paint art are very simple. Just newspaper. Look at all the different things you can do with just a piece of newspaper and layers of spray paint art or of airbrush paint. This works with airbrush paint as well, but you have to know how to prepare your surfaces. So this is Alisa Amor. He's one of the inventors of spray paint art, and here he's demonstrating his newspaper technique. And here's a guitar that my friend Paloma painted with spray paint art techniques, and a whole bunch of different other cool things that you can do with spray paint art. So I hope that you've enjoyed this introduction to spray paint art tools. If you want more information, go to spraypaintartsecrets.com and sign up for the mailing list, because you will get a free materials list together with a free video. Hope you've enjoyed. My name is Alisa Amor, and you can email me at spraypaintartsecrets@gmail.com if you have any questions. Happy to help you. Ciao.